Well, boys, you know, there comes a time where you put your foot down and you sell everything you got, sell a bunch of cars, and you feel good about it. Sure enough, you get bit by that bug again. Ever since I sold my previous Ford Lightning, I have had seller's remorse, and I missed it. And I just, you know, at the time I wanted to have some funds for other stuff, and then I realized I had the whole truck ready to go, and I just bailed on the mission. And you know, I've been always looking for one, but I figured they were out of my budget. It's a snowstorm right now in New England, and we're on our way to get a VIN check so I can get this registered. But we'll talk about it once I get back to the shop. I am more than excited to get involved in this. And like I said, I'll only have 3 cars now. I'll have 2 cars and this truck. And I'll give you guys a once over the truck. We'll look it over, and yeah, I'm just stoked. Let's get this VIN check taken care of, and then I'll give you a walk around of the truck and talk about my plans. I literally have all the parts. I just need time and space to do it, but we're gonna get after it. We'll talk in a minute. So I didn't lie. We said we were selling everything and just minimizing the projects, and I did that. Yellow Capri, gone. Black Capri, gone. Silver Capri, gone. All I got left is my 84 and that 79 RS Turbo that I got from my good friend Miles Debshaw. If you guys have been following the channel, you'll know that I haven't posted a video in a long time because I've been working and saving some extra bucks. We got a project. I'm gonna show you an overview of the truck in a little bit, but we got a new Lightning project. Thing ran great. I just got it legit on the road, got it registered and inspected, and did a little tuning to it to see how it performs, and it was a great truck. And as you know how it goes, I needed more. We'll get into any extra money on some projects. I didn't want to put the money out. I didn't want to go crazy. I just wanted to enjoy the summer with a couple of cars, and I always missed this truck. I would find myself at Target in the Matchbox car aisle trying to look for a Lightning truck, and I did find one, but you know, Marketplace has its way of messing with you, and I saw this truck for sale, and it was in the back there. It was out of my budget, couldn't afford it, and I waited a few weeks, and it came down a little bit in price. Still couldn't afford it. And I messaged the seller, and I still couldn't afford it. And then finally the seller said, why don't you just come up and take a look at it? Knowing I couldn't afford it, I went up and took a look at it, and we struck a deal because I could afford the price. And I did minimal stuff to it. I had to fix the shifter lock. I mean, these were some things that were wrong with it that needed tending to, so it kind of helped me out from a buyer standpoint. The shifter was basically frozen. What else did I do? Exhaust leak. I had a check engine light on. I had to fix an oxygen sensor. So all things that really worked in my benefit. But the truck was pretty solid, and it drove 2 hours home without an issue. It had a little vibration because the tires, somebody had a little bit of fun in the rear tires, and I just had to smooth them out on the highway. So as you do when you don't want to get yourself deeper into a hole, we're putting a built 5.4 in right now. So this video is all over the place, and I wasn't even gonna record, but I said, you know, I haven't done a video in a long time. There's a truck, black, my favorite color. It matches everything. It's a little dirty right now. Needs a little cleanup. The original motor that was in it was just fine. There's nothing wrong with it. Higher mileage, and I knew I wanted to make some power, so out comes the heart. And a Lightning 5.4 engine will sell. It's all there, like I said, there's no noise, but this motor is built. Did a little head work, got a manly rod and piston in it, some cams. I got some photos up here for you guys, but we did some cams, and you know, it's gonna be good for the boost if you really wanna push it or add more boost. I'm gonna upgrade the fuel system a little bit and just have a badass truck and a badass car and enjoy the summer. But we gotta get this thing in, we gotta get it rolling, so let's do that now. Try to get the bolts through?
Yeah.
I'll operate the motor from here. Alright. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah. Man. So John's down there getting the bolts through the motor mounts. I left the oil cooler on. I just didn't put the actual cooler part in the filter up in there. That's a problem that a lot of guys have, and we're in. Built motor is in. We're gonna keep rolling, and I'll keep talking about the project. So I'd take a quick run to O'Reilly's. So a little bit of a backstory, as I said. I couldn't really afford this truck, but I always wanted another Lightning again. And it just got to the point where the seller needed it gone, and I had the right amount of dollars. And I know it looks like I'm right back into it, and I sort of am. I'm sort of going nuts with the project, but you know, these motors, you ain't making any power, any kind of power, having any kind of fun after 450. They like to window themselves and have a aftermarket AC installed in the engine block. So building the engine, it was affordable. I already had some parts from my previous Lightning, so it was the wise move. And I'm just excited now. When I get back to the shop, I'll show you guys where we're at. We've been trucking for the last hour or so. Got the motor dropped in, as you saw. Tranny back on the engine, and what a pain that is. I did go with a new torque converter because when you do cams, you know, it's going to help with that, and also it helps with shifts, it helps with trans life, and it just overall performance is much better. But when I get back there, we'll talk over some of the mods, and we'll kind of wrap this day up, and we'll see what tomorrow brings. Back to the Lightning build. Last week's video, we introduced you to the truck and the new project on the channel after I swore no more projects and no more builds. But you know, like I said, I had that 01 or 2000 Lightning about a year or so back, and I always missed it. So in last week's video, we spoke about the new Lightning project and putting a built motor in, and here we are now making some fuel system upgrades. I went with the 4 Precision fuel hat, triple pump setup. Kind of just made a harness here. I'm going to run that through the cab in a second. But we're just going to get the fuel system laid out, get the tank back in. That's kind of the toughest part. Run our lines with a decent filter. And yeah, I'll give you a little more once we get the tank up. I'll show you what I'm doing underneath the truck to get the fuel system sorted.
A few moments later.